Instagram is one of the hardest platforms to grow a following, or to like 10x your following. Cindy, you went from 3,000 followers to 30,000 in 1 week. Is that correct?
In 1 week.
So clearly she's cracked the code and figured out something that works for her and for the kinds of people she wants to attract. Cindy's actually out of Canada. We've been working together now for years, and she's one of the top promoters, top performers in all of Canada, month in, month out. She's one of the most consistent, hardworking, disciplined people you'll meet. And what Cindy decided is she was going to pivot. She was going to make some changes, and literally went from 3,000 to 30,000 followers in a week. Insane.
32 right now.
Where are you creating your videos first?
TikTok.
TikTok. So you create it on TikTok.
Yes.
And then you download and then upload without the watermark onto Instagram, and it auto populates to Facebook. So then you've got literally the same video in 3 spots at one time.
That's right. You know what? They made it really simple for you on TikTok. And I think TikTok is really the place where it's the simplest editing platform. Everyone gets scared of TikTok, but that's the simplest place. And they've got the best editing rate in platform. Yeah. You don't need to take it out of platform to edit it if you don't want to. Right. And then they actually have a save button now. So you don't have to actually post it and then upload it and remove the watermark. You can save it right from TikTok to your camera roll. And then you just repost it onto Instagram, Facebook, YouTube Shorts, Pinterest Shorts. So there's lots of places you can put them. You need to get all the eyeballs.
Yes. So let's talk about it. So you were stuck at 3,000 for a while. What the heck did you do? Well, actually, before we talk about what you did, how did you decide what to do?
I'm always talking about consistency. You must be consistent. You must be consistent. But you know what? You're being consistent doing something that's not working, but you can't wrap your head around why it's not working yet, because things have changed in social media world, and you keep doing it. It got really frustrating. And I probably complained about it for far too long. And then, listening to different things, listening to podcasts, I'm on trainings, I'm doing all the stuff. And I'm like, and all of a sudden it was like, oh, you need to step out of your box here. You need to try something different. You need to go at it from a different way and just let go of what was really working well, because it's not anymore. Yeah. So take that leap and test it. Tell yourself in your brain, I'm going to test it and just try something different. If it goes well, awesome. Here we go. If it doesn't, well, test again, do something different. But there's lots of different ways that we can grow on social media. Social media is not dead. It's well and growing.
You just can't do the same old thing you've been doing. Like, you can't do what you were doing in 2020 and 21 in 2023 and 24. You have to be willing to pivot and make some changes, especially if, let's also say it like this. If you're stuck, if you're feeling like what I'm doing isn't inspiring me anymore, if you ever get stuck where you're just like, I don't feel like I'm generating leads or sales, or I don't feel like I'm connecting with the target audience, like you said, you just test. You test and tweak, you test and tweak. And the thing is, I think a lot of us get that analysis paralysis, and we totally overthink short form video. And the one thing about you, Cindy, is that you are, like you said, very consistent. But if you're consistently doing something not working, at some point you got to look in the mirror and go, okay, other people are growing over here. Other people are going viral. I'm on Instagram. I'm scrolling reels. I'm seeing other people's reels, so why aren't people seeing mine? What are they doing that I'm not doing? Which is a really good question to ask.
Those are the questions that I had to ask in my head. When I'm consuming content, what draws me in?
Right.
What is good? What is working? What's getting big numbers? Like you're not only looking at your own metrics, you're looking at other people's metrics. What kind of videos are getting these big views and lots of engagement? And are your videos really like that? Mine were not. Because coming out of 2020, from 2020 till 2022, we were able to, essentially sell product and sell. And I was talking about the same product. Right. So, but when social media, and everyone kept saying to me, I kept hearing this, social media is changing, social media changed. And I'm like, but I'm still consistent. I'm still doing it, And I'm like, I just make it through the hollow. We'll come out the other side. But at some point I was like, dude, we are not coming out the other side quick enough. We got to do something. So I totally changed that content to, I don't actually talk about my products at this point. I don't talk about them directly at this point. I talk about what makes me happy and what am, because I'm watching content. So I'm like, oh, I want to try that. Oh, that's cool. I want to try that. So then I started doing that, but I was never sharing about it.
Yeah.
So that's what I've started doing. I've started doing videos that are sharing about things that I'm doing and I'm excited about. That's the part that makes me excited about making content again. And and what changed all of a sudden was my demeanor changed and I wasn't desperate. I always thought I had to talk about the same thing and repeat it over and over and over again, because there's a lot of people that to tell you that. But I kind of took I took the realm and I want to talk within the realm. Who am I as a person? So choose who you are as a person, who you're helping, and talk to that person like it was like you're talking to yourself. Yes. That's the change that I made.
I love that. And let's be clear too. We're not saying that you shouldn't promote your products. We're not saying, no. But there's a way to do it. And it's the 80-20 rule, which we've been teaching for a decade now, literally a decade. We've been talking about this because you're leading with value. You're promoting something that's helping you that, by the way, you can talk about something that you don't make money on. You can talk about something that's helping you. It could be exercise tips. It could be, you cooking in the kitchen, whatever. It could be something that has nothing to do with your business, but it's something that's going to help people. And when you help the kind of person that would buy your product, when you start to communicate with people that would align with you, and those are the easiest people, by the way, to attract, right? People that are just like you, because you're genuinely, authentically communicating with them. You're not trying to sell them. You're not trying to pitch them, but in turn, you end up attracting a lot of people that are just like you. So can you maybe also talk about that shift you made? What was it that helped you in deciding? Because I know that's where a lot of people struggle. They're like, well, I don't know who my target audience is. I don't know what I should talk about. What kind of pivots? Would you have any recommendations for people that are kind of stuck?
Pay attention to what you're looking at and what you're doing. And the thing with making this kind of a pivot, you're really attracting people to you, not to what you're talking about or selling. You're attracting people to you. So who were you before you found this amazing thing that helps you? What do you do in your day-to-day life that, these tips that we think, oh, everybody knows that. That's why, that's what I thought. Oh, everybody knows that already. I don't need to, that would be silly. I think they would be like, well, duh, we already know that. But it's not true. There's so many people that don't know those tips. And then, they start messaging you and commenting and saying, oh my gosh, I never thought of that. Because that's what you're really looking for in your content, is that person that you were and said, if you're watching a video and you get that aha moment, you get that, oh, I could do that. That's what you're targeting, and that's what you're doing. So that's the pivot, just the niche thing. That's a big thing to unpack when it comes down to, should I niche down? Should I niche general? Do I need a niche kind of thing, right? It's really about just who you were maybe a year ago or even 6 months ago. Who were you before you found what you're doing now? Yeah. And that's who you're talking to. And then you can bring in anything within that realm.
Well, I like to look at it like a party. If I go to a party, I'm not just going to talk about one thing. That's my opinion. I'm going to mix it up. I'm going to talk about different things that I'm interested in. And guess who I'm going to have the best conversations with? People that think like I think. People that, maybe they're baseball fans like I am. Maybe they're in network marketing like I am. Maybe they love social media. I'm not going to have a great conversation with someone that's like, oh, I don't like sports. I don't like social media. I'm an employee-minded, person. I don't like business. I have no desire to try to attract that person to me. I'm not trying to attract a 19-year-old, to my business, or create content for, someone that doesn't believe in what I believe in, right? You're trying to connect with people that are just like you. And that's the easiest person to talk to. When people are like, well, who do I talk to? Think of your best friend. Think of someone that's just like you, someone that you care about. And when you make that video, talk to that one person. Now that's tip number one. But number two is, and this is what you've been doing, right? This is something we've been talking about on and off. I had Brian Fryer on. How many of you love and know Coach Fryer, right? I had him on months ago and he talked about this. Remixes, right? Now, that's not what they're called on TikTok though, right? But that's what they're called on Instagram. A remix, or what's it called on TikTok, Cindy? What's
Duet.
that?
It's
a duet. So on TikTok, they're called duets.
Those are amazing.
Yeah,
those are amazing.
So how many of those have you done so far in the last week or two since you started pivoting with your content?
I've only actually done 2.
Two.
And
that's actually, I was going to say, you should do 2 a week. If you don't know what a remix or a duet is, there's this website called Google. Google it, right? Just hit the Google. But it's just like, it's you watching a video that's already gone viral. This is one of the easiest things. This is such an easy hack. You must hop on duets and remixes. Again, they're the same thing. It just depends on what platform you're on. They have different names for it. But TikTok is the OG when it comes to this concept.
It's you know what, I hadn't been doing a whole bunch of them.
Yeah.
But here's my tips on doing duets though. Like when you are going to do a duet with someone, I really choose someone that has got some major exposure. You want to have someone that has some major exposure, maybe or maybe not is polarizing. You never know. Like it might cause conversation kind of thing. But they controversy,
yes,
a little bit of controversy, right? Like you want to have that. And then when I'm doing my duets, I'm not just sitting in there watching it, you know, like I'm kind of doing my own thing. And so they're kind of like, they're listening to this, but they're maybe watching what I'm doing because now I'm getting engagement on what was that tape you just put on your face? What is that? But you know, like but you want to duet people that are viral. Duet someone's content that is a viral piece of content that will the algorithm picks that up and says, ooh, it's done really well already. We're going to push it again.
I love that. And then how do you know if something's viral? I know my answer. What's your answer to that? How would someone know if it's viral?
You need to take a look at the views and the engagement, the likes, all the metrics, likes, views, engagement. If it's got like 1 million, you know. And here's the other thing though. I looked at doing another couple of duets. So you want lots of views, lots of engagement, lots of likes. All of those numbers should be up. I went looking at another one and I was watching this creator for a while and she might have had one video go viral and it's really great. But I kind of hesitated on her, and I'll get your opinion on this maybe, John, but I kind of hesitated on her a little bit because you go back into her profile page and she's not a big creator yet. She's just had that one singular video go viral. So I'm like, and then the other factor being, don't maybe duet someone that's completely going to compete with you either. You know, that might sound a little bit, you know, a little greedy or whatever, but you don't want someone that's completely, you know, competing with what you're actually doing, but you do want to
like if they're selling their own collagen, you'd be like, oh, you know, it's a great video, but maybe I'll just model it versus remix or duet.
That's a different, you can take that at a different
way. Like as much as I love that person, I don't want to draw leads or build up their following. No, I got that. That makes sense. And I think ultimately too, it's, you know, you want to look at things that are in your current feed or whatever. Like when you're scrolling, like, how do you know it's viral? Well, you're probably seeing it and it has 1,000, not 1,000, but it has thousands and maybe even millions of views. It has comments, and actually look at the comments too, because if it's getting a lot of comments where, you know, either controversy, which is good because that gets attention, gets people talking. The number one rule on social media is you don't want to be boring, right?
No.
This is just fact. That's just what it is. But the other thing too is it's one thing if people are just like, you know, laughing emojis, or they're actually like leaving like full blown comments. Like I think that's something to consider for sure. But at the end of the day, this is something that just you're jumping on someone else's content. You're jumping on something else that you already know is viral because it's in your newsfeed and you're already seeing it. So it's like, okay, if it's blowing up and it's currently viral, this isn't like some old video, it's currently viral, then why wouldn't I just duet it and just see if it pops off on my TikTok or my Facebook or my Instagram? And sometimes what you'll find is it'll pop off on Instagram, but nowhere else. Or it'll pop off on TikTok and nowhere else. So you never really know, but at the end of the day, if the people commenting on that video are the kinds of people you would want to talk to and attract to your product or opportunity, then why wouldn't you duet it? Why wouldn't you jump on that? Because it's viral for a reason.
And
now,
then, you know,
the other key I'd like to ask is, what are you doing now with all those followers?
Well, we're talking to them all as quickly as possible. The ones, you know what's exciting about having Instagram actually start to take off and Facebook is now I have a way better messenger system than I do on TikTok. TikTok has always been my leads, the top of the funnel kind of thing. It kind of comes down, and I don't get everybody over to another platform from TikTok, but you get the ones that are asking lots of questions over so that you can have a better conversation. Mm-hmm. So now we have people to have conversations with, and now we have people to follow up with. And, the followers I haven't even touched yet, to be honest, because they're going by so quickly. So that's another avenue that's going to come around. I'm bringing on a new VA, so I have someone that can actually help to, connect and start conversations. We're not starting a conversation was, oh, did you love that? Do you want to buy it? No, we're just, a conversation like, hey, thanks for the follow. Like, I'm so excited to have you and get to know you. Right. Perfect. So there's a lot of work to be done on the backside. And that's exciting because I was not in that place in the last 6 months, 8 months or so. Yeah. I'm not generating those comments.
More of a grind.
It was more of a grind and more of a lot, like you get lots of likes and you get lots of shares, but then you don't get any comments. Yeah. So now who are you going to talk to? Right. What I mean? So having the engagement back again, that's what I really focus on is the engagement. And then, we can take it from there. But yeah, that's
when people are commenting, then you go back and forth with them. That's the key, guys.
Yes.
It's social media. You need to socialize. You need to engage with these people. You need to respond to messages. You need to be, very proactive in that regard and building and nurturing those relationships. And then in addition to that, it's probably going to bump up your other videos. Right? Oh, it's going to bump up your stories. You can see who's watching. Like you said, you can reach out proactively, reach out to maybe 10, 20 new followers. Hey, thanks for the follow. I appreciate that. Where you from? Like whatever. You're just connecting with these people and having genuine conversation. And that can lead to a million things. And plus, when some of these videos pop off, they might then go see your other videos and start stalking your other posts. And, they get to know you, like you, and trust you. And that's really what it's all about. And it gives you that abundant feeling, right? Because you don't feel like I got to find people to prospect,
right? And then it gives you content to make in the future as well, because you start seeing these people's comments, you start seeing, like having the conversations that you're having, and you think, ooh, I got to make a video about that, because obviously people are wondering about that. So then it keeps you going as far as what kind of content is working, what kind of content is my audience loving, kind of thing. But it really comes from, what are they talking about? What are they talking about on your videos? And even what are they talking about on other people's videos? Yeah. That's where my content's coming from. So it's just like this big, like,
how many reels a day would you say you're doing on average?
1 to 2. I do 1 to 2 TikToks. I had to,
so let's say about 15 a week.
Yeah.
10 to 15 a week, something like that.
Yeah. I used to do a lot more, because we used to do 7 seconds, 15 seconds. They were quick trends. And now with very much more talking, I'm finding that, audiences really love that. Hey, come with me, I'll guide you kind of thing. Like that's the type of personality that I'm taking on, on my content is, let me guide you, because I've already been there. So empathy and then solution.
No, I love that. It's so true though. You want to sell the solution, offer advice, offer help. Almost come from a point of like, you're a consultant, right? You're offering support. It's kind of like this. Like, we used to always use this analogy, and it just popped in my head. If I get a flat tire, right, and you pull over to help me, and you say, listen, I'm not an expert, but I have changed a tire once or twice in my life, and I've never changed a tire. Like, that is the truth. That's actually a real fact, right? I've never had to change a tire, knock on wood. Either. But if I ever had to, I'd outsource it. I'd pay someone. Here's money. Just do it. I don't know what to do. I don't want to learn. I don't want to know. The point is, you could help me because you've done it once or twice, right? You don't have to be an expert. You don't have to be a guru. In fact, the problem with the gurus and the experts is they're unrelatable. When you're saying, hey, let me help you, I've done this a few times, or I've been doing this for a couple years or a couple months, or I just started it a couple weeks ago, and this is what I'm experiencing. You got to take people on the journey with you. And it's not always about, bottom line results, right? Sometimes it's just like the experience, how you feel, what you're learning, how you're growing, right? All these things are so important. I think that's where a lot of people drop the ball when it comes to social media. They're trying to sell, or they're trying to come across in a way that's inauthentic or fake. And that's not what we're teaching you to do. We're teaching you to socialize. It is social media. We're teaching you to show up, have fun, be you times two. What does that mean, be you times two? It just means like project. Remember, you're talking to the camera, but you also like want to be yourself, but you don't want to be like, hey guys, so I'm doing this thing, and I'm excited about it. Like, it's just like, come on, wake up. Like, let's go. Bring the energy, bring the joy. And it's okay if you start small and it's embarrassing and it's cringy, as a lot of our kids will tell us, oh, your video's cringy. Well, you know what? It's better to have a cringy video than no video. It's better to be embarrassing because you're starting something and you're being courageous, putting yourself out there. Yeah, maybe some of the videos you do are goofy, or they fall flat, but this is the only way you're going to figure it out. Cindy has been, how long have you been creating content from, TikTok and making videos and all that? Like 5 years, 4 years?
2020.
Yeah, so 2021, 22, 23, so 4 years.
Yeah.
And you just made this big pivot. So even years into it, you just made a big pivot, big shift. And, if you didn't have that courageous action, that wouldn't happen for you. You wouldn't have 10x'd your following in a week. It's crazy.
It's crazy. I know.
Yeah. There's only one way to get good at it, and it's definitely not thinking about it.
Nope.
I wonder what I should talk about. I wonder what you just have to start putting yourself out there. And if you do it consistently, you will get comfortable. And even the people with the biggest, deepest insecurity and fear, and they're just like, oh my gosh, I can't put myself on camera. Like, I'm telling you, we've had so many people over the years. I had a deep fear of public speaking. I mean, I get it. Like, but if you could just get over yourself and just realize that, like, it's not about you, it's about who you can help. And there's people that are just like you, that are your age, your background. They need to hear your story. I can't get to those people. Cindy can't get to those people, but you can. You have a miracle in your mouth. And just remember, it's not about you. It's about who you can help, how you can serve them, how you can offer solutions to their problems, and do it in a way that's fun. Do it in a way that you enjoy. And, you don't have to necessarily do it the way I do it, the way Cindy does it, but figure out what works for you, because there's such an abundance of people out there. And, if you do what we're teaching you to do, you'll never have to worry about money again. You'll never have to worry about leads again or sales, because you'll have so many people. You want to rely on your warm market. We have to start that way. We got to start with the people we know, because it is what it is. But the whole goal of attraction marketing and building a brand and learning how to use the strategies we're talking about is to get so many people coming to you that you don't have to necessarily rely on your existing network of people to build your business.